Hi, I'm Aimee Nolte. Welcome to Aimee Nolte Music. Sometimes people ask me if I have perfect pitch, and I'm here to answer that today and to help you to know if you have perfect pitch, if you have relative pitch, or if you can learn to have those things. The answer for me is a little bit complicated. I'm going to say, yes, I have perfect pitch, and no, I don't have perfect pitch. I'm going to say both things. Let me tell you about when I discovered my perfect pitch. I was 17 years old and my grandparents wanted to give me a graduation present. So I happened to know about a Aimee Nolte clinic that was going to be happening somewhere near Sacramento. And my grandparents said that they would pay for it and take me there. So that was my graduation present. And it was like a 2-day clinic. And I just kind of sat there and took notes furiously the whole time because I grew up in this tiny town in Northern California where nobody could teach me about jazz. So I had every chance I got to, soak it in. I soaked it in. The second day, right toward the end of this clinic, Aimee Nolte asked if anyone in the audience had perfect pitch. I had wondered if I did, but I didn't know, and so I didn't raise my hand. But somebody else did, and so he called that person up, and he just had them stand at the front of the stage, and he went to the piano, and he just started plunking random notes, and that person would be like E flat, A, B, just naming all the notes that he played, and I was keeping up with that guy. So I was like, whoa, do I have perfect pitch? And all the notes that he played, I kept up. And then he started playing, some that were apart, like strange intervals, and then he played some clusters, and that guy would be like B, C sharp, E, and I also kept up with that. So I was like, I guess I've got perfect pitch. Over the years, I have had to realize that my perfect pitch is kind of different than maybe other people's perfect pitch. I don't know. I don't know that many people who have it, so it's not like we're sitting around talking about it all the time or anything. But when it's a piano, yes, I can pick out notes. And I'm pretty good at that. So even though let me show you my other kind. I've got the other kind, right? So if I'm just looking up and I'm just randomly, it's a B. That's a G. That's an A flat. That's a C sharp and a C. That's a G. That's a C. That's an E and an F, right? So if you just ask me to sing an A, like right now, I can do that too, but only because of a trick that I know, that I've learned. Otherwise, I couldn't do it. My trick is that I have a song, and it's no song you guys have ever heard of or anything. It's actually a song that I wrote. It's on my second album called Young Again. But those notes are in my head. I've played it on the piano enough, and for some reason, they're just really kind of ringy in my head. So even though I have just been talking to you guys, like I think that those notes are G sharp, A, doo doo doo, and there's my A. Ooh, doo, doo, doo. And I might be like a quarter tone off. I'm not exactly sure about it, but usually it's darn close. Let me check. Yeah, I got it today. So that's my trick. I take a song I'm very familiar with, I hear it in my head, I sing it, and that's how I can pull a pitch out of thin air. That's not perfect pitch. My perfect pitch, when I dong on the piano, that's fine. That's my perfect pitch. But I don't have it just to pull a pitch out of thin air. I've had to learn it, and I would like to teach it to you. I think that you can learn that. So I was thinking about it as I was driving this morning, and I thought, what are some songs for other people that maybe if they just thought of those songs in their head, they could also hear pitch. And one of them that came into my head that I think everybody knows is that Suzanne Vega song called Tom's Diner. And so while I was driving, I just started, I thought about that song. I thought about her voice. I tried to hear it, and I went for it. I picked a key, and then I looked it up after I stopped driving and listened to it to see if I was right. And I'm gonna try it again. I have to think though. You have to think pretty hard. Da 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 da. I'm gonna check. I don't know what note that is, by the way. I don't know. Da 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 da. Maybe I'm in G sharp minor. That's my guess, but I don't know. Probably G sharp minor. Tom's Diner. Let's listen. I was off. This morning I was on. I'm not always right. Oh, I thought of California Love. Which I know pretty well, but like, I don't know how close I would be on that. Is what I did, and it's so I'm another half step off. But that's not my jam. You gotta find what your jam is. So anyway, I went home and I asked my husband if he would play this game with me, and he was like, I can't do that. And I said, I think you can. I said, help me test my theory. And he was like, all right. And then I said, think of your favorite song for me, like one that you really, really, really know that's in your head. And I probably could have guessed what he thought of. He thought of Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo. He really likes Danny Elfman. And he sang what he thought it was. So he was like, waiting for an invitation to arrive. And so I was like, okay, you think that's it? And he said, yeah, I think that's it. So we went and we tested him, and he was a whole step off. And he was like, see, I can't do it. I was like, no, that's not your jam. He's like, it is my jam. No, I mean, it could be your jam, but maybe it's not your perfect pitch song. So then I remembered that as a little boy, he and his brother would dance around their bedroom playing air guitar to Money for Nothing, Chicks for Free, Dire Straits. And I said, can you just sing I Want My MTV for me? So he was like, I can't do it. He's like, it's not gonna be right. And I said, please just help me. And so he busted it out and I want my, and I checked it and he was exactly right. I want to check it because I think to me that sounds really good right now, doesn't it? Money for Nothing. Let's see. Yeah, that might be your perfect pitch song. It's a clear note. I don't know. Ooh. I think it's an A or a B flat, but I don't know. It's right in there. So this is my trick. You need to figure out what song is your perfect pitch song. Something that rings in your head that you can imagine the singer's voice on, or the instrument's voice. It might be an instrument that you hear. Just any recording that you're really, really familiar with. And you're gonna have to go through it like I've been doing. You're gonna have to think of a song, sing what you think it is, look it up, see if you're right. If you're not right, move along, my friend. Find your next song. You're gonna find it. And when you find it, you'll be like, that's my song. And then you have to practice because you might not nail it every single time. So I would recommend doing it once an hour if you can, all day. Just anytime you think it may be on the hour, every hour on the hour, then you just think of it and I want my, pull out your phone and see if you're right. And then you have to figure out what note that is. If that's an A, then you go, perfect, that's how I find an A. And then anytime anybody needs an A, you just sing in your head, I want my, ooh, there it is. You can even pretend like you have perfect pitch, and there it is. But it's not perfect pitch. That is relative pitch. So being able to teach yourself a trick in order to sing the note you want, that's just relative pitch. So people ask if perfect pitch is learnable, teachable, and I don't think, I can't teach somebody to recognize those random notes on the piano. I think you could practice and get better at it, but for me, that's just innate. It's just kind of, it's real quick, even with clusters and intervals and stuff. Like if it's a piano, Aimee's on it. But, and I don't think I can teach that, but I can teach you little tricks like this. So this is my trick. Now, do you remember when I did my Ask Me About Scales video, and then I remember having my little beanie on and I sang a bunch of different modes and jazz scales, and I started on an E flat, I think, and then I ended on an E flat. A lot of people said, but don't you have perfect pitch, so didn't you already know? But this should clear that up. I didn't know. I knew I was close, but I didn't know. I imagined the keyboard keys in my head as I sang those notes, but I wasn't 100% sure that when I blew that harmonica at the end, that, you know, that my E flat, or I think I was to a C by then. I wasn't sure. So that's about as honest as I can get. Aimee, do you have perfect pitch? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Both things are right. Now, maybe there's some technical term for that I don't know. Okay, but that's what I think. I've got it and I don't have it. One more thing too, this is not scientific, it's fun. This is for anybody. Anybody who doesn't even know anything about me. Well, you probably gotta know a little bit, but almost for anybody. Anybody who's got an interest in music who would like to develop their relative pitch. You can do it right here. This is our fun little way. Like I said, it's not proven or scientific or fancy or anything. It's just finding your perfect pitch jam. It's just fun. Plus, I think it works. So I hope this helps. I hope you can find your jam, your perfect pitch, perfect song to be able to find your note out of thin air. And I want to know if it works for you. I want to know what song works for you. So let me know in the comments. When you find one, let me know what it is. And then you can be like, Aimee, my perfect pitch jam is the Full House theme song, and the starting note is a B flat, and so now I've got my B flat. Whatever it is, tell me in your comments. I want to know your perfect pitch jam. All right, thank you for watching. I always appreciate you watching my videos and sharing with your friends and subscribing. Thanks so much for your comments and for giving me encouragement, because it keeps me going. Thanks everybody. I'll see you next time on Aimee Nolte Music.